Now today we're going to be making Parmesan chicken in breadcrumbs. Nice simple recipe to do, and it just transforms your standard chicken breast into something really tasty. So what I'm going to do is go through the ingredients, get on with the cooking, and then we're going to serve it up and try some. So just to go through the ingredients, now I've got a couple of chicken breasts and they've been filleted, so sliced down the middle so you've got nice thin bits of chicken breast. If you're buying it from your butchers, ask them to do it for you. Plain flour, just a small amount of that. Probably like one large egg or a couple of small eggs sort of beaten. Breadcrumbs. Now normally with breadcrumbs I make my own from the old bread, but today I had these in the cupboard, I thought I'd use them. So ready-made breadcrumbs, homemade, whatever you want. Parmesan cheese. Now we're going to mix that in with the breadcrumbs. I'd say about 30 grams, maybe 40 grams. Now I actually grated mine on the normal sort of cheese setting just to make them a little bit longer. Rosemary. Now we're going to add the rosemary in with the egg. That's another little layer. What I'd say is just strip one of the sprigs down, all the leaves, and chop it up as fine as you can get. Garlic powder. Now we're going to mix that in with the flour. Probably about half a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more. So just add that. And again, the flour will have the garlic. You've got the egg with the rosemary, and then you've got the parmesan with the breadcrumbs. So makes up a really nice sort of delicious flavours. Apart from a little bit of salt and pepper seasoning, because we'll probably season the meat, maybe the flour, and we've got some olive oil. So we're just going to fry mine in a frying pan, but there's no reason you couldn't cook these in the oven, but I'm going to fry mine. So there's all the ingredients. Let's go over to the hob, get on with the cooking. So I've come over to the hob, going to get on with the cooking. Now I've got all my ingredients laid out. I've got a plate there, which when I've made up the piece of chicken, I can lay them on the breadcrumbs on the plate there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by seasoning the flour, and also I'll try and do the rest of it, but I want to do the meat as well. Just get some salt and pepper seasoning. And try and turn them over and, do it on the other sides and the ones underneath as well. So just get a bit of seasoning there, like that. Now the rosemary, just put that in with the egg. And then you've got the parmesan with the breadcrumbs. And then we've got the garlic powder. So I'm going to use trying to get it out now. That's nearly half a teaspoon. I'll just put a little bit more in there. That's it. So just give those a quick mix like that. Same with these. Finally, you've got that one. So you've got some, nice flavours there. So we're going to get on and make up this chicken sort of coating, if you like. Now, obviously, I've got me chicken there. I've just got a little bit more salt and pepper to put on there. And then what we can do is just get a floury coating on it all over. That's obviously got that little bit of garlic powder in there as well. Like that. And then just shake off any excess. And then we can go into the eggy mixture. Get a good covering of the egg with that rosemary. You can tell that's going to be delicious. And then what I'll do is could probably use a bigger plate for doing the breadcrumb bit, but just try and get a good coating. Now if you wanted to, you could go back into the egg and then you can go back into the breadcrumby mixture like that. And then we can just lay that there. There's one done. And then just do the same, with the rest of them, and then we can pop them in the pan. Now with the oil, You do want a reasonable amount, a little sort of layer if you like. Like that. Switch the heat on. Probably about medium heat. So mine's starting to warm up, so let's just pop one of those in. Obviously you could use a smaller pan and you use less oil that way. It just means you've got to, you know, cook it in more often, more batches. Now keep an eye on the heat because you don't want it too hot so that it sort of blackens and burns all the breadcrumbs, but equally you don't want it too low. So I'd say around about a medium heat. Now I've been cooking mine probably for about 3 minutes on the first side. So just gonna have a look at it. Yeah, it's getting a nice colour to it. Just flip that over gently. Again, flip those over. Like that. Now cook time for the chicken, I'd probably say round about 3 or 4 minutes each side. What you want to do is just flip it over occasionally, build the colour up and make sure it's nicely cooked all the way through. You can always get a knife and fork and just pull it apart, make sure it's nicely cooked before you serve it up, because it might depend slightly on the thickness of your fillet. Thinner one, a little bit less time, thicker one, a little bit more time. So mine in total have had about, well, just over 8 minutes. So I think we're probably just about done. So you can always, you know, just cut a little bit, just to make sure that's nicely cooked. Yeah, that's done lovely. Now I'm going to take that out and serve it up. I'm just going to serve that up. Nice bit of that chicken, nice crispy coating, and got some mash. And we've got some, I've got some green beans. Look at that, lovely. What I might do is just over the green beans. And there, just put a little bit of butter. Now with the mash, I've also used white pepper, salt, and I use some nutmeg as well. A little bit of nutmeg goes nicely. So there we are, let's try this out. Let's see what it's like. Now let's just have a bit of this chicken. Cut it open so you can see it. Look at that. Nicely cooked in there. Just cut a little bit of that off. Just try this. That is lovely. Totally changes that sort of standard breast of chicken into something really tasty, and with that lovely coating on there as well. And obviously we've got the mash and the veg. Have that all together. Whoa, look at that, delish. And that cheese, the Parmesan cheese, alright, that's really nice. Go and make this. It's fairly simple to do, and as I say, if you don't want to fry it in a frying pan, there's no reason you couldn't cook it in the oven. So put it in the oven, just cook it probably about 200 degrees until it's nicely cooked all the way through. Thanks for watching my videos. I'll see you on the next one from the original Naked Chef. Oh yeah.